was reading this book yesterday, Start With Why by Sir Simon Sinek, right? And the very first chapter, even before it starts, so there's this initial part of the book, right? And where he mentioned a couple of examples of why Apple was successful. And surprisingly, I didn't know that while the Wright brothers were the one who took the plane, who were the first to invent the whole airplane thing, but there was actually someone else as well from the US Senate trying to do the same thing, but he could not, despite having all the resources, because the Wright brothers, despite not having resources, had a lot of motivation, and the local people were, and they could inspire them. Yes. That inspiration helped them build that and take that first flight. And in amongst all of this, I also read that was a very impactful line that I read by him. And I was like, if you don't know your customers, who is buying your products, then you don't know who are your employees. And if you don't know your customers and your employees, you are bound to die one day. And that was such a powerful line, I felt. And, in relation to what you're saying, that businesses today need to have an understanding of their customers. So this just took me a little bit back there, and I was like, oh wow, okay, this is just like making a lot of sense for me now.
I too read the same book, I think 3 to 4 years ago. It made a lot of sense, right? That has inspired me, right? Whenever I'm looking at a new business, if they have a purpose or a why, they'll have that stamina to go on, like even if there are obstacles.
Yeah. So I'm recently, working on one D2C client, and something that I'm just struggling the most with this particular client is, while he started in the pandemic, I don't see a very clear, at that point in time, the purpose was very clear to help people get away from the screen and etc. But now that purpose has to evolve, or the messaging has to get stronger. And that's why I picked this book, Start With Why, to find some inspiration in from there. And I've been coming across a lot of founders as well who are like, okay, yeah, this is our product, and these are precisely manufacturers, and they go all like, okay, this is our product, help us run ads and gain money and become a brand. And I'm like, that's not how this works. So have you encountered, such businesses who come and just tell you, okay, this is my product and help me make a brand?
Definitely. Like every month, on an average, we get about 55-60 businesses coming to us, wanting to partner with us, right? And we only taking like 2 to 3 maximum. That's the bandwidth that we have. We have a strong filtering process, and one of the filters is that like whether the product is like unique enough, right? So just like that, I've like on a monthly basis, we get a lot of D2C owners coming with hair oil products, skincare products, supplements, etc. Right, which has basically it is made by a contract manufacturer. So there is this concept of contract manufacturer in which a company is there who is making products, and if I want to start a brand, I can contact them and ask for their product catalog. And they'll show that they have these hair oils, supplements, etc. I can just say that, hey, I need a hair oil. I need 1,000 bottles of hair oil. They'll create the bottle. They'll do the branding and give it to me. Right? I can store it in my warehouse. I can start a Shopify, or I can even distribute it to my retail shops, etc. Right? So that's how people usually think, and ends up getting the same product with just different logos. Right? So right now it's impossible to sell those things without a good story, right? Without having the founder having a good background story, or at least having, otherwise you need to have a huge amount of investment, right? To take it, like maybe do a huge branding campaign with a great brand ambassador to make it lifestyle, like aspirable or kind of stuff, right? So it happens all the time. It happens, but yeah.